everybody, it's your boy Jay. It is time for another shot of pop culture, so I have brought another comic chaser for you guys. So, let's get started. We've got a decent stack of comics for you guys this week. I think it is 5 books in total. So, let's go ahead and get started. As per usual, spoilers ahead for all the books I am about to cover. So, first off, we have Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 13, written by Jonathan Hickman with art by Marco Cicchetto. And this is the follow-up to the big cliffhanger from the Christmas issue last month. We found out that Peter and Harry have been captured by Kraven the Hunter, and the suit was kind of just being a placeholder during the Christmas event, which is why Peter wasn't talking that entire issue. So now we kind of pick up from that, and it's been apparently, I think, 2 months since Peter has been missing, and we find out that Richie, has been basically hopping in the suit and being Spider-Man, doing kind of like small-time missions, stopping petty crooks and stuff, and the suit has been helping him out. We do get to learn more about the suit. The suit says that it can sense Peter. It knows that Peter's still alive, but it cannot actually track him down or detect him because Peter refused to let it put a little bit of itself into him so that it could always find him. He also said, he could do the same for the suit could do the same for the family, but he said, no, don't do that. That's really invasive. Please, no. Which honestly makes sense. So I get it. So that's why it's not just easy peasy to find Peter and Harry, despite the fact that he has this super advanced, almost symbiote-esque Stark suit. So that gets that one out of the way. Then we find out where exactly Peter and Harry are. They are in the Mole Man territory, which is apparently the Ultimate Universe version of the Savage Land. And Kraven does what Kraven does. He's essentially set up the most dangerous game, Savage Land edition, and they have 3 hours to prepare themselves before Kraven goes and hunts them. And he says, if you kill me, your family and you will all be safe. None of your loved ones will be gone after. Otherwise, you're dead. Pretty simple, rock simple rules. We actually get to see Peter kind of cut loose a little bit and fight off some raptors. Seeing Marco Cicchetto get to draw Savage Land dinosaurs and other monsters, what I thought looked like Devil Dinosaur for a second in there, I thought that was really cool. I don't know if that is actually Devil Dinosaur, but it was pretty awesome. Harry, we already know where Harry's mindset is. Harry's like, all right, I think we should kill Kraven. Let's just get this over with. We gotta get to our families. And then Peter's like, no, one, I'm not killing him, and two, we're not gonna focus on that. What we're gonna focus on is getting the fuck out of here, because we need to go protect our families. I know I need to protect my family. Let's go, Harry. Let's get out of here. And Harry already feels kind of incompetent and inadequate because Kraven has kind of dressed him down. It's like, yeah, one man has incredible power. The other is just a weak little man in a suit. So Harry's already kind of got that chip on his shoulder to try to prove himself. So I have a feeling it's going to end up being that Harry somehow, through some machinations, will end up killing Kraven in the end, and that will be the big divide between Ultimate Harry and Ultimate Peter. But that's just my prediction. We'll see how it goes. This is kind of the setup for this Kraven's first hunt Ultimate arc, I guess. Because technically this isn't his last hunt. This is his first hunt, although it could be his last hunt if Harry does kill him. So we'll find out. Good setup for a beginning arc, but it was just set up, so I don't really have too much to say. Solid 4 out of 5, I think, personally. Did enjoy it, though. It's always good to see Cicchetto on art. Next up, we have Scarlet Witch issue number 9. Written by Steve Orlando, or issue number 8? It's issue number 8. Yeah, I can't read the number on the cover. Written by Steve Orlando with art by Lorenzo Tameta. I apologize if I mispronounced your name. 1 second. Ooh. Adjusting the camera back. There we go. And this was another kind of like one-shot adventure with Wanda and Amaranth, and they're still trying to figure out the mystery of Amaranth's past and her powers. So it is very interesting, and the adventure they go on today deals with these ice worms, which look pretty awesome. They remind me of the sandworms from Dune, but obviously with ice. And they find out that they've been using this ancient mystical being as a battery for centuries. This guy named Jack Frost, who is like half frost giant. He is like the personification of the spring thaw. You know, the spring thaw that comes after winter. And boy, does this come at an appropriate time, because right now it is snowing like a motherfucker where I'm at. So like I am definitely feeling Jack Frost nipping at my nose. But it was cool. I love seeing just Wanda and Amaranth fighting these snow ice worms, and Amaranth kind of empathizing with Jack, because Jack himself also had a lot of his memory and his, himself like kind of locked away. He didn't know who he was for centuries until Wanda unlocked his mind again. We still don't know kind of the extent of like Amaranth's abilities, and she's obviously getting frustrated. I mean, can you really blame her? She doesn't really know, and Wanda is trying to help her, but is still sort of putting her at arm's length, whether intentionally or not, and it makes Amaranth feel uncomfortable, and she feels like, you know, Wanda is just afraid of her like everybody else, and so she's trying to push her away. But of course, Wanda knows what it's like to be feared because of immense uncontrollable powers, so I feel like they're going to work it out, and I'm really interested to see what this apprentice master relationship is going to be like moving forward. Like I've said before when I reviewed the Scarlet Witch series last week, it's not necessarily like the enjoyment I get out of this, besides the awesome artwork, is not necessarily will Wanda succeed in this endeavor, in this like, you know, adventure, because we know she will, because she's like one of the most powerful beings in the whole universe. But the more important thing to me is the personal drama between Wanda and Amaranth, and figuring out this mystery, and of course, like, you know, Darcy trying to help Amaranth out, and them building a friendship both as Wanda's kind of apprentices is really fun. I enjoy this dynamic. This series is a lot of fun. I like it a lot. Once again, solid 4 out of 5. If you are a Scarlet Witch fan and you have not picked up the Scarlet Witch series, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Now, we are checking out Fantastic Four, issue number 28, written by Ryan North and art by Stephen Cummings. This is a prelude to One World Under Doom, and this is the story is called Die by the Sword, which is awesome. This basically has Reed and Sue teaming up with Dane Whitman, the current Black Knight, and they're basically trying to figure out how to get past like various defenses, try and stop Doom, because, you know, ever since Doom has become Sorcerer Supreme, he's kind of sequestered himself and, you know, hidden in secrecy, and like that worries Reed more than anything. It's like, okay, he's been quiet for 6 months. I don't know what the fuck is happening, and that scares me. And he's now doubled down more on his magic side of things. I understood him when he was a scientist, and he mostly focused on that aspect. But magic is also just as much a part of Doom. And magic is something Reed does not understand because of its, you know, esoteric, kind of unpredictable nature. And so he's kind of hitting a brick wall. And so Sue decides, all right, well, let's find somebody who knows both the worlds of science and magic who could possibly help us. And so they find Dane, and Dane essentially like sends them on a quest to find this sword that could possibly cut through the force fields around Latveria. They end up finding it, but then this turns into a big plot twist, which, you know, makes it really feel like a classic Fantastic Four story, because it turns out, surprise, surprise, Doom was trolling them the entire time. He basically tricked Reed and Sue into finding the one thing that could hinder him for him, and so he was able to destroy it. And he was just like, "Ha ha, sucks for y'all. Thanks, bye, losers." And then he sends them back to New York, and now Doom has successfully taken over the world. Now that there is no conceivable weapon, supposedly, out there that can stop him. I'm really interested to see what was going on. Now, this was a setup much like Ultimate Spider-Man, but that twist at the end and like the cliffhanger, I was like, "Oh shit, I'm ready to go." I'm really excited for One World Under Doom. Doctor Doom is quite possibly my favorite Marvel villain of all time. He's maybe tied with Magneto for me, so super excited to see what's going on. And it has been forever since I read a Fantastic Four comic, so this was just nice and refreshing. And I've definitely been in a Fantastic Four mood ever since Reed and Sue have come back to Rivals, and it's kind of reignited my love for the characters. I have always been a big fan of the Fantastic Four, so it was just good to read a Fantastic Four book again. And like, I didn't really need too much like context to jump right in. This was pretty new reader friendly. Like, I had heard really good things about North's Fantastic Four because like it's very much easy to get into because of the fact that it's like short arcs and like, you know, self-contained stories. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I'd give this a 4.5 out of 5. Really enjoyed this book, and I can't wait for One World Under Doom. Next up, we've got Black Canary, Best of the Best, issue number 3. This is written by Tom King with art by Ryan Sook. The art is fantastic. We got a Batman cameo in here. Round 3 of the big Black Canary versus Lady Shiva fight. God, I love these commentators. They're so over the top and fun. I had a blast. The action is so good. We get to see Batman fight Dinah Lance, and he's like, "No, I fought Shiva. You're gonna lose, dude. There's no way." And we find out kind of how she got into this during a kind of mission with Green Arrow. She runs into Vandal Savage, and Vandal Savage, being the old bad guy that he is, since he's immortal, he's fought every superhero known to man, every generation. Of course, he and the original Black Canary have gone back and forth numerous times, and so they kind of have a bit of a rapport. And so she approached him a few weeks ago and, kind of revealed to him that she is sick, and she didn't really have much time left, so she just wanted to say goodbye. And so Vandal offers her a deal and offers her like a cure if she is able to at least last until the 6th round. Now, like, one of the biggest questions I've had throughout this entire thing is, wait, if she's doing this for money, why the fuck is she doing it for money? She could ask Bruce. She's dating Oliver. Why does she need to fight for money? I think overall it's a pride thing for a couple different reasons. I think for one, it's because she doesn't want to be treated like a charity case, which she openly says to Bruce when Bruce is like, "If this is for money, I've got money. Let me help you." And she's like, "No, I'm not a charity case." 2, I think this is a way for her to cement the Black Canary legacy. To kind of put that name at the top again, show that she is, as the title says, the best of the best. And 3, I think this is kind of a personal goal for her to finally get her out of her mother's shadow. That was a lot of the, what we saw in issue number 2, is that she feels like she had a lot to live up to. And we can honestly see that with how hard her mother goes on her training and, like, the expectations her mom has put on her. So, like, I think part of that and winning this seemingly unwinnable fight is Dinah's way of showing, "See, Mom, I can do it. I can be just as good as you. I always thought you were unbeatable. I'm going to show the world that I'm the same. Maybe even better." Like, and I really admire this. And, like, it shows just Dinah as a force and just a pure, uncut, just down in the mud brawler. Like, the action is so good in this. Ryan Sook just draws such dynamic action. And again, she just does not want to go down. And like seeing Ted get involved a little bit, and then her getting that extra motivation of, look, you don't fuck with Ted. All right, let's get in here. I want more. Let's go, bitch. She just keeps getting up, and it feels like almost like a classic Rocky movie, and I'm here for it. I'm having a blast with this book. It's so much fun. I love it. This is one of my favorite books I've read in a while. You know, with me, I'm not too big on Tom King when it comes to ongoing stuff, but you give Tom King a miniseries with enough emotional pathos, and I'm here for it. This was very close to being my book of the week for sure, but it did not manage to beat out Absolute Wonder Woman issue number 4. Uh, this was really fun. This is, of course, written by Kelly Thompson with art by Hayden Sherman, and I really like this. We get to actually see more of like kind of Cersei's relationship to Hecate, kind of like, you know, the fact that Hecate is her patron goddess and stuff like that, and kind of like why Cersei was thrust into this role, and kind of like the greater forces at play in terms of Diana's destiny, which is really cool. And also, we just get to see the extent of Diana's creativity as a witch, and just straight up her power, and how she's going to be able to deal with this. But then, after she seemingly deals with the problem of the tetracide, we also see that she's on the government's radar now. It's like, all right, well, I think we still have a problem on our hands. And we see that a notable Wonder Woman villain is apparently the chief security advisor. Normally I just go into spoilers, but I honestly can't remember. I think it was Dr. Swan? Was it Dr. Swan? Somebody was. I know it's one of the notable Wonder Woman villains. There's only a handful of them. You know, I'm not gonna flip through the book just to find out. But I did recognize the name of the chief security advisor. I believe it is Oh, it's Jennifer Kale. No, it's no, Jennifer Kale is Marvel. Veronica Kale. Veronica Kale. There it is. I was like, Jennifer Kale is Marvel. There we go. She is the chief security advisor in the Absolute Universe. I believe she either is Dr. Poison or Silver Swan, one of those two. Correct me in the comments. Please let me know if you're more familiar with classic Wonder Woman lore. But I'm very interested to see where this goes. We get to see, again, more establishment of the Absolute Wonder Woman's supporting cast with this version of Etta Candy and her sister Gia. And again, just watching Wonder Woman like engage in spellcraft is really cool. Fixing the camera a little bit. So like that was pretty awesome. And just how she just goes in with just this big ass sword against this giant monster. It feels very anime, and I'm here for it. I really enjoyed it. This book just is a non-stop thrill ride. It reminds me of some of my favorite bits of pop culture. Again, it reminds me of anime, stuff like Xena Warrior Princess, Buffy. I don't know, this feels like this could have been like a show in the 90s or early 2000s, like a, you know, defend your town from the monster of the week type deal. And I'm here for it. I really like it. I have a lot of fun. Like I read this book and I constantly just have a big smile on my face. So I got to give this as my book of the week. But let me know what you guys thought of these comics. If you read any of these in the comments below, tell me down below all your thoughts and feels. And let me know what books you decided to pick up this week as well. As always, thanks for the support. And if you like the video, don't forget to do all the usual YouTube things. Like the video, comment, and subscribe. As always, this has been your boy Jay, and I hope you enjoyed your Comic Chaser. until next week, I'll catch you later. Cheers.